In this video we're going to be looking at Globlogs and how to create a Globlog from scratch. Globlogs allows us to build websites within Glow, and it's the platform which all school websites have been built upon. This example here we can see we've got a technology department website from St Columbus High School, and this is quite a good example of the things that can be done within Globlogs. So we can see we can create basic pages. Within those pages we can choose to embed things such as Twitter feeds and static links to external websites. We can embed picture slideshows, and if we navigate to another page here, you'll also see that we can embed things such as YouTube videos and any document hosted within a Google Drive account. So this example here is a PDF document which is hosted on a Google Drive, and that document is embedded directly here within the web page. You can also choose to open it externally to see it full screen. So this will host PDF documents, Word documents, and PowerPoints which have been converted to Google Slides. We can have a look at an example of that as well. So here we have an example of a Google Slides deck which has been embedded within the website, and we can flick through these slides like so. So very powerful platform for creating websites and blogs. There's lots of different things we can choose to do on the pages. As I said, sort of embedding lots of different content. In general, it's just a great place for sharing, learning and teaching content with pupils and parents. So to begin creating a Globlog, we need to launch Globlogs from our Glow Launchpad. So within your school's Launchpad, which is the Launchpad with the house icon, you'll find two tiles which could launch Globlogs. We have Globlogs Inverclyde and Globlogs Central. Globlogs Inverclyde is the link that we will be interested in. We could choose to launch it directly from here, from your school's Launchpad, but what I'm going to do instead is show you how to add it to your personal Launchpad, just to make it easier to find for future reference. So on your personal Launchpad, if you select Add in the top left hand corner, and then select App from Library, we can now try and find the app that we're looking for, so we can search in the top corner here for Globlogs. Now, every local authority in Scotland has their own site for Globlogs, so you'll have to be careful to select the Inverclyde version before adding it to your personal Launchpad. To be sure that you found the Inverclyde one, you could add the word Inverclyde to your search and ensure that only Globlogs Inverclyde is displayed. So you can select that tile and then select Add to my Launchpad. We can now close this box, return to our Launchpad, and we'll now see Globlogs Inverclyde has been added to my personal Launchpad. So a quicker and easier way of finding it if we're going to be using this fairly frequently. So whether you choose to launch it from your personal Launchpad or from your school's Launchpad, we'll now have a look at the screen you're presented with. So from here, you can click on My Sites to see any sites that you're already a member of. But in this video, we're going to look at how to create a blog from scratch. So I'm going to select the Create a Blog button here on the left. So you're met with this introductory screen. It tells you all of the sites that you're already a member of, and then allows you to go on to create your own new site. There are two boxes to fill in when we go to create our Glow blog. The first is the site name, and this is the part which will appear within the URL of your site, which will appear within the link which will direct people towards your Glow blog. After this has been set, it cannot be changed. So ensure that you're happy with the site name before you choose to create the site, because we can't change this one later. Your site title is simply the name that will appear at the top of your site, and that can be changed at a later date. So don't worry about that one just now, because that can be changed later if need be. In this example, I'll simply be calling mine an example blog, so we'll see if that link remains available. You might find that somebody else has created a blog with the same site name, and therefore that name will not be usable, and you'll have to come up with something different. And I can title the blog as an example as well. Site language, we obviously want to leave on English. Unfortunately, it's United States, we don't get the option for United Kingdom. And you can choose whether you want search engines to index the site. That means, do you want your site to appear within a Google search? So you can choose to allow or disallow that. It's up to yourself. and in this example we're going to leave it as a blog. We're not going to look into e-portfolios in this video. So if you're happy with your site name, and remember this is the one that cannot be changed, and your site title, we can click Create. So we're now informed that our blog has been created. We can click on the title of the blog here and the name of the blog in order to be taken to it. So this is my example blog. This is how it would look to the world if somebody chose to access my site. So you can see there's quite a lot of work we would need to do to bring this blog close to the standard of one that's already existing. So to begin adding pages and adding content to your blog, we need to navigate to the dashboard. At the top of the screen here we can see the name of our blog. If we hover over that, we can then select Dashboard. Now before we begin to add pages and add content to the pages within our blog, we're going to want to enable one of the plugins. So if I navigate to plugins here on the left hand side, I want to find the plugin named Jetpack and choose to activate it. So Jetpack will enable extra features within the blog that aren't available natively. So I want to choose to activate that. Whilst I'm here, I'm also going to enable Glow Analytics. So if you want to view analytic data for your blog, i.e. how many people have visited your blog over time, then you want to enable analytics. So I'll activate that plugin as well. And if you're going to use the 2014 theme, which is the theme that is displayed here in the school blog, and it is also the theme that every school website has been built upon within Inverclyde. So if we go back to this, we can enable 14 colours, and that allows us a greater range of colour choice when editing the appearance of our 2014 theme websites. After activating Jetpack, we can then select Settings or select Jetpack in the top left hand corner of the screen in order to activate the required plugins. Jetpack provides many additional functionalities to a Glow blog, and you can learn more about these by selecting them when you will then be directed to the Jetpack website to have them explained further. For the sake of ease in this video, we're going to select all of the options within Jetpack and activate them. With our additional features now activated, we'll begin to add pages to our blog. To do this, select Pages on the left hand side of the page. All pages which have been created as part of your blog will appear in this list. At the beginning, you will only have the sample page. You can choose to edit this page, and you'll be able to view the default content which has been created. To view this page, or any other page which you create within Glow blogs, you can select View Page at the top of the screen. This is how the sample page will appear in your website. You can select Edit Page to return to the editing screen. By hovering over a particular page, we can choose to edit, copy, trash, or view that page. For the sample page, I'm going to send it to the trash. We can view the pages within the trash, where they will be kept indefinitely until deleted permanently. I'm going to return to my All Pages list and add a new page. This page will become my home page, so I'll title it as such. In this box here, we can begin to add content to our page. Text can be formatted by highlighting. We can choose the drop-down menu at the top here, which begins with paragraph, to choose a particular style for our text. We can also choose to bold or italicize our text, as well as adding numbered lists, bulleted lists, and changing the alignment of our text. We also have the option to change the colour of our text. Horizontal lines can be added to pages in order to help break them up and add more structure to a page. To add photos or videos to a page, we can select the Add Media button. You'll then be presented with your media library. I have already uploaded some images to my media library. However, in most cases this will be empty to begin with, and you'll see a prompt here allowing you to upload files to your media library, similar to this screen here. You'll notice that the maximum upload file size is 50 megabytes. This means that individual files cannot exceed 50 megabytes in size. The blog as a whole also has a storage limit, and this is 1 gigabyte, meaning you will not be able to upload more than 1 gigabyte worth of media to your website. For this reason, it is best to add videos from external sources, such as YouTube or ClickView, to your site, rather than uploading the files directly, as videos are obviously quite large files and will very quickly eat up the space within your site. With the existing photos I have in my media library, I can choose to upload them individually by selecting the file. I can then choose to add detail to the file, such as a title, a caption, or a description. And depending on how this image is displayed in the site, these titles, captions, or descriptions may appear under the image. We can then choose where on this page this image will be aligned, be it the left, the centre, the right, or not at all. We can choose if we wish for this file to link to anything. This is normally best left on none. However, you may wish to enter a custom URL, which the user will be directed to if they click on your image. We then also have the option of changing the size of the image on the page. When you're happy with the settings you have set for the image, we can then insert it into the page. This will appear as a static image on your website. Notice the caption appears underneath. If you wish to add more than one image to a page, you can choose to add a gallery. Again, begin by selecting the Add Media button. To create a gallery, select Create Gallery on the left-hand side of the screen. Then select the images you wish to appear within the gallery. For each image, the title, caption, and description can also be edited. When you're happy with the images you have selected and the detail you've provided, you can select Create a New Gallery. This also gives you the option to edit the captions for the images. Again, you have the option to add links to the particular files. This is normally best set to none. You can choose how many columns you wish your gallery to be displayed in. You can choose to randomize the order of your photographs, and you can also change the size of the gallery. Finally, we can change the type of gallery. For this example, I will select slideshow. When I'm happy with the settings I have set, I can choose to insert the gallery into my page. To see how this page looks, we'll first have to publish it. The option for this is here on the right-hand side of the page. After the page has been published, we can choose to view the page by selecting the button at the top of the screen. Here we can see the static McDonald's logo, which was the first image we inserted onto the page, and below this we have our slideshow. To return to editing the page, select the button at the top of the screen. If you wish to edit the gallery, select the gallery and select the pencil icon. This will allow you to add more images to the gallery, as well as changing the type, the number of columns, image size, etc. Other elements which can be included on a page include hyperlinks. Let's say we want to link to another website. In this example, I'm going to link to the D&T website. As we can see, the link can sometimes be long and complicated and not very pleasant to look at on a page. What we can do is copy this link, return to the page we wish to add this link to, and add some text. We can then select the text and select the Insert Link option. Select the cog to view all of the options and enter the hyperlink into the box titled URL. From here you can choose to edit the link text if you wish. You can also choose to open the link in a new tab if you'd rather that your own website remained open when the user clicks on this hyperlink. We can then add the link to our page. The insert link feature also works for linking to pages within your own blog. At the moment, we don't have any other pages within our blog. However, as pages are added to the blog, they will appear in this list at the bottom of the box. You can also choose to search for pages that you have created and choose to link them within the page. After making changes to a page, always remember to hit the update button before leaving to ensure that your changes have been saved. When editing a page, if you scroll to the very bottom, you will see your revision history. This will display every version of the web page as it has been updated. This will allow you to return to a previous version if you have updated your page but would rather return to how it looked previously. For example, if I select the bottom version here, it shows me how the page was to begin and then what was added to the particular page at that stage. If I want to at that stage, I can choose to restore this revision. I also have the slider at the top of the page where I can slide along and review each revision. And again, I can choose to restore it at that stage if I wish. As mentioned earlier, when adding videos to your site, it is best to link to an external video on a site such as YouTube so as to not overload your site with media and eat into the gigabyte of storage space available. Find the video you wish to share and either copy the hyperlink from the address bar at the top of the page or from the sharing menu within the video sharing website. When this link is pasted within your blog, the video will be automatically embedded. This is also how we add Google Drive documents to a web page. I can navigate to my Google Drive and select the document that I wish to upload. For example, this PDF document. By right-clicking on the document within my Google Drive, I can select the Get Link option. From here, I'll ensure that the sharing is set to anyone with the link, and I can then copy the link. This link can then be pasted within my web page, and the document is now embedded within the site. This also works with Google slide decks. If I right-click on the Google Slides and select Get Link, I can copy the link, ensuring that it's set to anyone with the link, and paste this link in order to embed the Google Slides on my web page. Other features which can be added to a page on a Glow blog are sways. So if you have a sway you wish to add to your web page, navigate to that sway, copy the hyperlink from the top of the page, and paste this onto your page in Glow blogs. This sway will then be embedded on your web page. Another feature we can add is a wakelet, and again we can do this by navigating to the wakelet we wish to embed, selecting the share menu and copying the share link. You'll need to ensure that this is set to public. You can then simply paste the link onto your Glow blog page. The entire wakelet is then embedded. I can now choose to update this page, and if I select View Page at the top of the page, we'll be able to see this media embedded on our web page. So we have the YouTube video with the embedded document from our Google Drive, with the embedded slide deck also from our Google Drive. We've embedded a sway, and we have embedded a wakelet. Notice that any features embedded within your wakelet also become embedded within your page, such as a Google Map, YouTube videos, or tweets. I'll now discuss the use of parent pages. On the right hand side of the screen, when editing a page, we have the Page Attributes box, and within this we have the option to set a parent page for the page we're currently editing. Parent pages allow us to categorise pages together and this can make pages easier to find when navigating a long list of pages within our All Pages menu. By categorizing pages, we can also apply certain effects to particular pages without this affecting the whole site. And we'll look at this later when we come to discuss widgets. Let's look at an example of this. I've created my second page here, and I'll choose to publish this. I'll then add a new page. This page will be titled. I can then publish this page also. If I return to my list of all pages, we can see I have my home page, my second page, and the example parent page. And these are simply listed in alphabetical order. If I choose to edit page 2 and set the parent page of page 2 to my example parent page, and then update this particular page. If I return to my list of all pages, you'll now see that page 2 appears beneath the example parent page. These two pages are now categorized together. Let's look at a more fleshed out example. I'm going to navigate to the dashboard of the D&T website and then view their list of pages. We can see that for the category of S1 Designing Technology, all of the S1 pages are categorized here, making them easier for me to find. If I select the S1 Designing Technology page and edit this page, we can see that its parent is Broad General Education. If I return to the list of pages and select S1 Craft, we can see that its parent is S1 Design and Technology, showing that these pages are further categorized. If I return to the list of pages one final time and select S1 Woodwork, we can see that its parent page is S1 Craft. We can use this parent page feature in order to help add structure to our list of pages. In my example blog, I will now add several new pages, and then we'll look at how to organise these pages within a menu which will be displayed on the website. As you can see, I have now restructured the pages within my website. I've created 6 main pages and 3 sub-pages. For sub-page 1, 2 and 3, they each have the parent page of page 1. To view my blog, I'll hover over the name of my site and then select Visit Site. The pages I have created have automatically been added to the top bar here of my website. And although this seems ideal, for each new page I create, another page will be added here, and eventually this will become overcrowded with several links appearing. To ensure that only pages we wish to appear at the top of the screen do so, we will create a menu. To do that, we'll return to the dashboard of our site. We'll select Example Blog and then Dashboard. To create a menu, we'll navigate to the Appearance tab and then select Menus. As this is the first menu we've created, we'll need to create a name for it. In this example, we'll call it Main Menu. Before creating the menu, we're asked to decide on some settings. This first setting here says automatically add new top-level pages to this menu. And this effectively is what's happening right now. For each page which does not have its own parent, it will automatically be added to the menu. If you're happy for this to be the case, then enable this option. However, in most cases, I find it best to allow myself to choose which pages appear in the menu, so I will leave this box unchecked. You can then choose where this menu will appear on your website, whether it be the top primary menu or a secondary menu in the left sidebar. In the D&T example, the top primary menu is what has been used, where all of the links appear at the top of the screen here. Alternatively, they would appear here on the left-hand side. You can choose to enable both options. However, in this example, I'll select top primary menu and then create my menu. I can then begin adding pages from the list on the left-hand side. Simply click and drag on a page in order to reposition it within the menu. Remember to save your menu when you're happy with the changes you have made. If I now view my site, we can see that only the pages I have chosen to add to the menu will appear within my menu. Previously, pages 5 and 6 appeared in the menu, but I have chosen not to add them here at this stage. By selecting each page, I will then be directed to it. You may wish to add sub-items within a menu. For example, in the Design and Technology website, when we hover over BGE, we have the sub-options of S1 and S2 and S3, and S1 has sub-options of Graphics, Craft, Challenge 50, etc. To do this, return to editing your menus. Return to your dashboard, or simply select Menus when hovering over the name of your blog. I will now add my sub-pages to the menu. Again, click and drag on these items to reposition them. Sub-page 1 will be positioned beneath page 1, and I'll then drag in slightly to the right in order to make this a sub-item. I'll do the same for sub-page 2 and sub-page 3. Move them up and drag them into the right. If I save this menu and then view the site, when I hover over page 1 now, we have the sub-pages which can also be accessed. In this example, sub-page 1, sub-page 2 and sub-page 3 have their parent page as page 1. However, this is not essential for creating sub-items within a menu. If I choose to add page 5 and page 6 to my menu, they can exist as sub-items of other pages. For example, page 5 may be a sub-item of page 3, and page 6 may be a sub-item of page 4. Page 5 and page 6 do not have parent pages, but it can exist as sub-items within a menu if I wish for them to do so. Again, I can save the menu and see how this looks by visiting the site. So page 1 still has its sub-pages of 1, 2 and 3. Page 3 has the sub-page of page 5, and page 4 has the sub-page of page 6. When editing your menus, you have lots of flexibility on how items will appear. So after creating your pages, populating these pages with content, and then creating the menu structure in order for these pages to appear on your website, you may wish to start considering the appearance of your blog. If we navigate to themes within the appearance menu, there are a range of themes that we can choose from. You'll remember earlier when we were activating our plugins that we enabled 14 colours in order to have more options available when editing the colour of a blog built using the 2014 theme. You're welcome to experiment with different themes, but in this example I'll be sticking to the 2014 theme. This is the theme that all existing school websites have been built upon. I can choose to select the Customize button here, or if I navigate to visiting my site, I can choose the Customize button at the top of the screen. The customization menu is now open. We can choose to edit any item we can see on the screen by selecting the blue pencil icon next to that item. We also have all of the options available within the menu. I'll now navigate through these sequentially. The site identity allows us to change the title of our blog as well as the tagline for our blog. These currently appear in the top left-hand corner. If you wish, you can choose to hide these as well. You can also choose to upload a site icon. This is the icon which will appear in the tab when users choose to visit your site. We can see in the Design and Technology site that the Design and Technology logo appears as the site icon. You can choose to upload your own image here if you wish. Next we have colours, and this is why we enabled the 2014 colours option when we were enabling plugins. We can choose to change the accent colour, the contrast colour, and the background colour. The accent colour is the colour that links an item such as the search menu will appear as. The contrast colour is the header menu and the left sidebar, and the background colour is the background out with the background of a page. This page background here will always remain white. For example, if I select my background colour to yellow, you can see that the page background remains white. We can also choose to upload a header image for our website. This image will appear above your menu bar. After selecting the image, you'll be asked to crop the image. You can choose to reposition the existing box and also resize the existing box. Some images may appear too large when added as a header image. This is simply a case of trial and error and working out what looks good on your site. You can also choose to upload a series of images, crop them appropriately, and then select Randomize Uploaded Headers. This means that the website will cycle through the list of images you have uploaded as a user navigates through to different pages on your website. You can also choose to add a background image. This will replace the background colour of your website. After selecting an image, you have several options available, such as fill screen, fit to screen, repeat, or something more custom using the options available. You can also choose to remove the image if you wish. Next we have menus, and here we have our main menu which we created earlier. This allows us to edit the menu in situ and preview the results. All of the options available here are also available within the dashboard when choosing to edit your menu. A useful feature is the ability to edit the navigation label. For example, for subpage 1, if I select the down arrow here, I can change the navigation label for this page. If I now move to page 1's drop-down menu, we can see that the label has been changed for this page. However, when I navigate to this page, the title of the page remains the same. It remains subpage 1. Next we have widgets. Widgets can be added to the primary sidebar, which is the sidebar down the left-hand side of the screen, the content sidebar, which is this area on the right-hand side of the screen, as well as the footer, which is the very bottom of the page. By default, in the content sidebar, we have archives, categories, and meta. If you plan to use your page as a blog and update it accordingly, then leaving the archives and categories may be beneficial to you. However, if you plan to use this as a static website and not update it as a blog, then you may wish to remove these widgets from the page. To remove a widget, select the drop-down menu and select Remove. To add widgets to a page, select the Add Widget button. You'll notice that some of these widgets have Jetpack in the name. This tells us that they have been enabled by the Jetpack plugin. One of the most common and useful widgets is the Twitter widget. If we scroll down, we can see the Twitter timeline widget, which can then be added to the page. By entering a Twitter username in this box, the Twitter feed of that particular user will then be embedded within your web page. You can choose to title this widget if you wish, or you can choose to leave it blank. By default, the height and width of the widget are set to 200 and 220 respectively. And as we can see, this leaves quite a small widget on the page. I would normally choose to increase these to at least 500. You can also choose to set a border colour and change the colour scheme of the Twitter feed as well, if you wish. Another useful widget is the text widget. Again, this can be given a title, and text can then be entered. This can be useful for displaying links to important documents or other websites that you wish to link to from your own site. Simply enter your text and then use the link function to insert links, just as you would do when editing a page. The reasons that widgets are very useful is that by default they will appear on every page within your website. So currently I'm on subpage 1. However, if I navigate to page 2, the Twitter feed and the useful links text widget appear also. This means that widgets can be used to add permanent features to your site that will stay on the page no matter which page is being viewed. Similar to menu items, widgets can be reordered simply by clicking and dragging. Another useful thing to note about widgets is the fact that we can make them appear only on certain pages. If we navigate to widgets in the Customising menu, open one of our sidebars, and expand a particular widget, at the bottom of the widget menu we can see the visibility button. If we enable this, we can choose to show or hide the widget if certain categories are met. For example, I would choose to show the Twitter widget if the page is the home page. And in this list here I can select any of the pages which I have created. So I'm going to select my home page. I will tick the Match All Conditions box and I'll choose to publish my changes. This means that the Twitter feed will now only appear on the home page. To preview this change, you'll have to close the Customising menu, navigate back to the dashboard, and then return to viewing your site. So I'm currently on my home page and we can see the Twitter feed here on the right hand side. However, if I navigate to another page, you'll notice that the Twitter feed does not appear. This feature can be useful if you have several different widgets you wish to display on your website, but only wish for particular widgets to appear on particular pages. For example, different staff Twitter feeds could appear on different pages within your website. When selecting the page on which the widget will appear, if I was to select page 1, which we can see here has subpages, i.e. page 1 is the parent page of subpage 1, 2 and 3. When I select page 1, I'll be asked if I want to include the children. This means that not only will the widget appear on page 1, but it will appear on all of the pages which page 1 is the parent page for, i.e. subpage 1, 2 and 3. I'll now publish my changes, close the Customising menu, return to my dashboard, and then return to viewing the site. So as we can see, the Twitter feed has now disappeared from my home page. However, if I navigate to page 1, we can see the Twitter feed. And if I view subpage 2, I can see my Twitter feed. And again on subpage 3. Each widget has its own visibility settings. So although I might have set my Twitter feed to only appear on page 1 and its subpages, I might wish for my text box to appear only on the home page, for example. Remember that the visibility options also offer you the option to hide a particular widget. This can be useful if you wish for the widget to appear on most pages, but not on a particular page or on a particular series of pages. Next on our list is our homepage settings. By default, this is set to your latest posts, meaning that when users navigate to your blog, they will be displayed with the latest post you have made within the blog feature of the site. If you're not choosing to use your site as a blog, then this is best to be set as a static page. From here, we can select our home page. And in this example, I will select the page which I have called Home to act as my home page. If you're also planning to use your site as a blog, you can dedicate a page for your blog posts to appear on. However, if you're not planning to utilise the blog feature, then simply leave this blank. The featured content menu can be used to highlight particular blog posts, and the additional CSS menu allows users who are familiar with the CSS coding language to further customise the appearance of their site. Ensure to click Publish after making any changes within the customization menu, otherwise they will be lost. To return to viewing your site normally, hit the X in the top left hand corner. Within a Glow blog, you also have the ability to add other users to your site. To do this, navigate to the Users menu on the left hand side. Adding new users will allow other members of staff, or even pupils, to be able to contribute to your website. To add a new user, select the Add New button at the top of the screen. The easiest way to add users is to select the Add Users menu and then enter their Glow username. Note that you only need to add their username, not their full email address. After you've entered the list of users you wish to add, you'll need to assign these users a role. If you're adding other staff members, it is best to add them as administrators, as this will allow them the same privileges as yourself in order to create pages and posts, as well as editing existing content. When you're happy with the usernames you have entered and the role you have assigned them, select Add Users. Return to the All Users list to view this change. When your Glow blog is first created, it is set to private automatically, meaning that only administrators of the site will be able to view the site. To change the privacy settings of your Glow blog, navigate to the Settings menu and select Reading. At the bottom of this menu, we have our blog visibility, and as we can see, it is currently set to private. Two other visibility options are Glow Only, meaning that your blog will be only accessible to users logged into their Glow account. Above this we have Public, meaning that anybody who has access to the link to your blog will be able to view your blog. Choose the setting which is most appropriate for your blog. Ensure to save the changes when you are done. In this video, we've been looking at the use of Glow blogs when it comes to creating a website. As the name suggests, Glow blogs can be used to manage a blog. The blog features can be accessed via the Posts menu on the left-hand side of your dashboard. New posts can be created by selecting the Add New button, and blog posts can be formatted in the same way that a page can be formatted. If you plan to make use of the blogs feature within Glow blogs, you'll have to enable a posts page. To do this, return to viewing your site and open the customization menu. Select the homepage settings, and underneath Post page, select a page where you wish for your blog posts to appear. In this example, I will select page 3. I will now publish these changes and exit the customization menu. If I navigate to page 3, we can see that the example Hello World blog posts will appear. If I return to my dashboard, navigate to Posts, and create a new post, we'll see how this looks on the website. I will publish the post, and then choose to visit the site and view the page. We can see that my example post has appeared as the latest post within my blog. This feature can be useful if you plan to post regular updates on your website without changing entire pages at a time. Remember that it is not essential to utilise this feature. You can simply not have a post page set within your homepage settings. If left blank, blog posts will not be a feature on your site. I hope you found this introduction to Glow blogs useful. If at any time you're looking for further support relating to Globlogs, at any time whilst using Globlogs, you can navigate to the WordPress logo in the top left hand corner of the screen. This is the letter W. From here you'll notice the About Globlogs link. If selected, this will take you to another blog which has been built within Globlogs and is entirely related to Globlogs. And there are several different pages and features in here that show you all of the different things that are possible within a Globlogs website. This page is also linked below this video.